Hi, and welcome to Millionaire Mondays. Well, today I want to cover something that we briefly covered in episode 3, 4 Disciplines of Execution, or 4DX. Now, a lot of us went to school, and some of us went to university, where all of us learnt a little bit about strategy and about planning. But in none of our curriculums did any of us ever study execution. And the difference between achieving your goal and even exceeding it is the execution part, not just the planning portion. And that's what I want to talk about now. If you missed episode 3, we used the example of losing weight. Now, how many people around the world do you know of that have tried to lose weight and have, not succeeded? So here's the thing, let me ask you the question. What does it take to lose weight? Come on, what do I need to do if I want to lose weight? Diet and exercise. See, we all know that. We all know that diet and exercise leads towards losing weight. But if we all know the answer, how come so many people don't actually get to achieve it? Well, that's where these 4DX principles come in. You see, it starts with a WIG, a wildly important goal. We all need that. You see, it doesn't help just to say, I want to lose weight. How much do you want to lose? By when do you want to lose it? That's important. If it's 1K, 5Ks, 10Ks, whatever it might be, what is the number and by when? Because it can't just be, ad infinitum. What about lead measures? Well, we all agreed just a few seconds ago that we know diet and exercise leads towards the goal of losing weight. But the problem is we have to measure what goes in our mouth. We have to track how many minutes of exercise we do. And we need to be specific about it. So whether it's counting calories or cutting out starches and sugars, a lead measure is something that leads to the measurement of the goal, hence a lead measure. You can't action a lose weight. If I tell you lose weight, you can't do it. You can only do the actions that lead towards it. So losing weight is the result. Losing 5 kilograms, losing 10 kilograms by, for argument's sake, end of September is the result. It's also called a lag measure because it lags the leads or the actions. A lead measure is an actual item that you and I have control over, like what I put in my mouth, how many times a week I go to gym or go for a run or go for a walk or bike ride or whatever it is that builds up some or loses some of the energy inside of me. But I need to measure that and be specific. I can't just say, I'll do more walks or I'm going to go for a ride. No, for how long did I go for a ride? What was my heartbeats per minute? Was it over 140 for 20 minutes at a time for 3 days a week over a 12-week period? Now we're getting somewhere. Because if that is the lead measure that will lead towards me losing weight, well then surely I should track that because I don't want to be falling behind. Now, why am I talking to you about weight loss? Because it's the same in real estate. In fact, it's the same in any industry and any profession. Whatever goal you want to achieve, you need to know the activities that lead towards that goal, and more specifically, the most impactful ones, and then do more of those and track them and measure them. So let me use a real estate example. Listings. In my opinion, right now, exclusive mandates or exclusive listings are going to be critical. Not are going to be, they are critical to your business. Over the COVID-19 pandemic lockdown period, no new real stock came onto the market. We all know that in our game, that the one who controls the stock controls the market. You've all heard that before, but it may as well be you. And the only way you're going to do that is by setting yourself a wildly important goal and then the lead measures behind that. Now, I'm sure some of you set goals for this year. Whether that's to reach R1 million in commission or a certain threshold or to do 20 sales, whatever it might be. But you know what? That's not even the result. It's a result. That's called winning the war. We first have to win the battle. Achieving a listing is also a result. it happens to be a lead measure for your bigger goal. In other words, I need listings in order to sell them, in order to earn commission. But let's rewind that. In order to earn the commission, I need to have listings, and in order to get listings, I need to do certain action items, and I can't do a listing. That's not an actionable item. But what I can do is the lead measures that lead towards that. So let's look at listings. Listings. How many listings exclusive listings do I want in the next 12 weeks? No point in looking out a year from now because it's too difficult to focus on that. But you can control what you do over the next 12 weeks, and you can do that in sprints. So how many mandates do I want to be carrying under my portfolio 12 weeks from now? Pick a number, 10, 15, 20, doesn't matter. Whatever the number is for you that you think you can reasonably achieve, that is also a bit of a stretch goal. What is that number for you? And it needs to be specific. It can't just be, oh, I want to have 15. 15 by when? 15 exclusive mandates by the 20th of September. Whatever it is. And I don't want you to do this per quarter, because if I say per quarter, you're going to wait till the next quarter to start. You can start tomorrow if 12 weeks is your goal. So what is that? What is the goal from a listings perspective? Be specific about it. And then what are the lead measures? Now, I know there's a whole bunch of stuff, right, that you need to do to achieve a listing. But I want to know what are the two most impactful ones. The two most impactful action items that you can do that will gain you a listing, an exclusive listing. I know there's paperwork and there's clients to see and there's phone calls to make and there's flyers to do and stuff to upload on the web. There's a whole bunch of stuff that has to happen. Write that all down. But then write down and discern for yourself what are the two most impactful of those action items, because those are going to become your lead measures. It doesn't mean you don't do the other stuff. Obviously, you have to do all the other bits and pieces. But those two most impactful action items are the ones you're going to track. They're the ones you're going to put on a compelling scoreboard. They're the ones you're going to monitor week 1, week 2, week 3 through 12. You're going to put them up along the side that I do 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's use the example of appointments. Maybe it's so many appointments per week that I have to do. Maybe it's 10 appointments, a combination of Zoom call appointments and maybe physical ones. With who? Is it with buyers? Is it with sellers? Is it with whom is it? Get specific about it and then track that on a scoreboard. Because if you tell me, and this is hypothetical, but if you tell me that appointments and adding people to your database are the two most impactful things that are going to lead to listings, then you best be monitoring them and you best be putting your most of your effort and focus on those two items. So that's why you're going to track them. So what's the WIG, the wildly important goal? It's to get so many listings, ... by, and the date, 12 weeks from now. What are the lead measures? Well, you're going to write down all the action items that it takes you to get one listing, and then you're going to surface to the top the two most impactful ones, and you're going to write a statement that says, I must do X number of ... per week for the next 12 weeks, which then gives you a number, right? X times 12 weeks. And then you're going to put that on a scoreboard. Now, you don't have to create an Excel sheet and be all fancy with it. A piece of paper, your 5-year-old could do this, okay? Or your 5-year-old grandchild could do this. A piece of paper with numbers on it, weeks across the bottom, the numbers up from the bottom to the top, north through, whatever it is. And you're tracking that per week, each of those items, the appointments, the adding to the database, the calls, whatever it is for you. You're going to track just those two, because that's going to help to keep you focused. You put it up in your study, you put that up in your bathroom, wherever you need to, wherever you're going to walk past often, because that's going to be the reminder to go, you know what? I can't finish this week without getting those items done. I can't go to bed tonight without having made sure that I've at least put in an effort along those lines. And I sure as hell, I'm going to make sure that by the end of the 12 weeks, I've filled my bucket with regards to those two items. It doesn't mean the paperwork doesn't get done. It just means that the paperwork can wait till tomorrow or it can wait till next week. But those two items I have to get done this week. Because I said those were the most impactful things that were going to lead towards the result, which is the listing. And I know that if I get so many listings in a 12-week period, and I then repeat that process over a number of times this year, I'm going to get to that commission level, which is winning the war. The other factor you're going to need is accountability. Accountability is one of the only non-4-letter swear words, specifically in the real estate industry. No one wants someone looking over your shoulder, checking what you're doing every minute of the day. But an accountability partner could be a spouse, a friend, a colleague, a broker owner, a manager. It can be anybody really that just has your best interests at heart. They're checking in to see, hey, did you manage to get those 2 things done? Hey, did you manage to make that call? Hey, how many clients did you get to see this week? That's great. It's a motivational factor, but it's also a support factor. Why do you think so many people, when they go to gym because they want to lose weight, take a friend with? It's the accountability side. Or they have an instructor because they don't have necessarily the willingness on their own to do it. Get an accountability partner. Even the best sports people in the world have a coach. Not to show them necessarily how to hit the ball, but to drive them, to motivate them, to encourage them, and to get them to focus on doing the actionable items, the things that they actually have control over in order to achieve the big result. Even the fastest man in the world, Usain Bolt, that ran 100 meters in 9.58 seconds, used to do the little things exceptionally well. And by doing that over a consistent period of time, those 2 most impactful lead measures that got measured over and over and consistently applied led towards a human running 100 meters in 9.58 seconds. Well, I hope you run your 9.58 seconds over the next 12 weeks, and I'll catch you on the next Millionaire Monday.